What's up, guys? Welcome back to Let's Play Ratchet and Clank HD.
Welcome to the HoverCon Intergalactic Hoverboard Competition. Captain Quark's giving away a brand new Platinum Zoomerator to the winner of this competition.
A Platinum Zoomerator? Perhaps that will be the proof of your accomplishments that Skid's agent requires.
Wait, do you guys mean Skid McMarks?
Yeah, Skid couldn't make it, so we're here to, fill in for him.
Guess we'll see about that.
Alright, so talking to this character will allow us to enter in the hoverboard races that Skid's agent told us about back on, what was that place called? Iridia. And this has a dual objectives really tied to it. There's the fact that we'll get the reward from Skid's agent if we complete it, and we'll also get recognition from Captain Quark, and hopefully get him involved in our plot to save the galaxy or whatever Clank is trying to get Captain Quark to help us with. So there's some boxes in the area. I want to go ahead and break them with the taunter, and there's some of those strong crates there. I can break them with the bomb glove if I wish. Let's start the race, shall we? Now, the thing about this is probably going to take a long time to really get the feel of. You're on your hoverboard. There's a few tricks you can do, but the idea is that you keep hitting these speed boosts at very critical times, and there's certain paths you can take throughout the track to maximize your speed and to go essentially the path of least resistance. But the amoeboids, the speed boost panels on the floor, and the rings all give you a speed boost. Obviously, I think the crates slow you down a little bit, and obviously the explosive crates will kill you and have you to reset at a checkpoint. But this is not easy. This is a lot harder than it looks. But I'll pretty much be hitting every single point as best I can. The control. Oh, I died. That's okay. I can still get this up. It's only 3 laps. It's actually a pretty short race, but you might be doing this for a while because you might have to reset multiple times in order to get it right. I've gotten pretty bad luck so far. I may want to go ahead and restart the race. Yeah, this will happen quite a bit. At that point, it was faster for me to just to go ahead and restart and get a better pattern from the beginning. It's all about the pattern. And as you can see, these guys have a boost drive in their hoverboard, so they're going to take off right away when they start, and we're going to be just a lot slower than them, and they don't really have to worry about crashing as much. I mean, they will sometimes hit the exploding crates and die, but it's unlikely. You really can't rely on them messing up. You kind of just have to just keep going. And like I said, if you just follow the path that I'm going, you will hit a speed boost every time, and you can get some pretty good air off of these jumps. Just don't try to do any kind of tricks like doing any kind of flips or anything, at least not with this race. There will be other hoverboard races later in the game. Yeah, this is one of the things I was dreading about this Let's Play, though. This is a mini-game that's only in the first game. The other games don't have it, and it's very difficult. Apparently there's skill points and trophies for getting a certain record time on the race course. I think it's a trophy. And I do not even want to attempt that. But remember that this is here. I think you can go back and do this race at any point in time after the fact. Just for fun, but obviously there's no like cash rewards or anything like that, like some of the mini games later in the series. But it's good stuff nonetheless. I try to take the high road up here and get all these speed boosts, get these crates right here, and get that last ring. The bottom path is just there's too much debris in the way, and you have a strong likelihood of encountering those exploding crates down there. So we just don't want to have to deal with that. Alright, not bad.
Captain Quark here. It is my distinct pleasure to introduce this year's HoverCon Intergalactic Champions. Let's give it up for newcomers,
Ratchet and Clank.
Hey, look, that's us.
Today's winners will take home a brand new professional-grade Model T15 Platinum Zoomerator. Manufactured by Gadgetron, this hoverboard drive delivers more lift, speed, and maneuverability than any other anti-grav device on the market. Well, folks, that's all the time we have. Tonight, remember to set your infobots to the Quark Classic channel for tonight's episode of Dogfight Over Death Canyon, starring yours truly. Thank you, and have a Quark-tastic day.
Alright, so we got a Platinum Zoomerator for that, and essentially what that is a hoverboard drive that allows us to accumulate speed boost from doing tricks, and that will come into play later in the game when we do another kind of race. So that's all for now. Essentially, we're going to use that as the verification for our victory and for Skid's agent, and hopefully get whatever reward he has in mind for us. So that means we're going to have to backtrack to Planet Iridia here soon. There were some enemies there, and I just used the suck cannon to destroy that hard crate there without taking using any ammo. So we still have to go find Captain Quark now that he has recognized us for our achievement here. So we got to kind of go off the beaten path. But I'm not even going to bother to take the air taxi. I'm just going to fly down to where the next objective is and get some sweet air time while we're at it. Not to mention, it saves having to wait for the cycle to end, and it just saves some time. I already have the swing shot out. You don't have to land on this barge thing. You can actually attach to the swing shot target from mid-air and go that route. It's actually quite a lot of fun to do. You could have gone this way at the beginning. Again, this level, like all the levels in this game, is pretty open-ended as far as you doing the objectives in whatever order you want to. Which is still a pretty unique and commendable thing for a game like this, because it's not an open-world adventure game, but it has aspects of that in it that are very subtle but still very much appreciated. Unfortunately, with subsequent playthroughs, there's not really a whole lot of reward to doing things in a particular order. Like the game doesn't reward you for experimentation with these things because there's only really one correct way to do it. It just gives you the option to do some of them in a different order, but you'll discover that there is a best and a worst way to do things, unfortunately. It's not essentially a player choice thing. So here we're using the Hydro Displacer, which is the first time we're using this new gadget. We got it back on the Blarg station. We played as Clank there. And what it does is if it's empty, it can absorb a pool of water like this into itself, and then we can dispense it into another area or receptacle that will fill that pool of water. So right here we drained it so we could break out these panels here in the tube, because we wouldn't be able to break them out with our wrench if we were swimming, unfortunately. So we're going to go and fill it back up again, because if we were to go through to the other side while it's drained, we wouldn't be able to get up to the top because we can't climb that, and we'd have to swim to the top, where the top of the water is higher than where we'd be able to jump to, if that makes any sense. So drain it, break the panels, fill it again, move on. Yeah, the Hydro Displacer it's fine. It does allow for some interesting puzzles later on in the game, but mostly it just kind of wastes a lot of time. And swimming is always a very fearful thing in this game just because of the fear of drowning right now. We'll be able to fix that later in the game. Alright, if I step on this button here, it's going to trigger this whole tunnel system to fill with water. And now I've got to be quick about this if I got to get to the end. 2, 1, go! Alright, so I'm going to do a lot of long jumps here to stay ahead of the water flow. I think it's somewhat, not scripted, but it's on like certain... When you reach a certain point, it automatically fills up to a certain point. Like it's going to be right on your ass regardless of how fast you're going. I don't think you can outrun it necessarily, but you can get pretty far ahead of it at certain points. Of course, right here, it benefited me to not be too far ahead, because then I could actually get out of the water there. If it was too shallow, I wouldn't have been able to jump out of there. I would have had to have waited for it anyway. Outrun the water climbing up this ladder. Ignore the amoeboids, because when the water reaches a certain level, it's just going to wash them away anyway and kill them. Alright, now right here is the tricky part, because we're going to have to dive. And the later we dive, the better off we are. I actually got pretty bad timing on that, all things considered, because I'd like to be able to reach the top before I run out of air. And unfortunately, I'm really coming close. Alright. And that's as far as the water is going to go. We're essentially at the top there. Trying to use a high jump here, and the elevator doesn't really work out too well. Alright, this is the area we saw before when we fought those enemies right after the hoverboard race. This is where Captain Quark's trailer is, which is a pretty dinky trailer for a galactic superstar.
Hey, press conference is over. Captain Quark don't want no more reporters bugging him in his trailer.
Oh, you see, my friend and I need to speak to the captain about a matter of galactic security.
You mean you and your walking camera? You paparazzi make me sick. Now beat it.
But sir, I'm sure the Captain Quark will understand once we...
Now, save it. I know how it works. You convince me to let you in, you snap a picture of the captain in his underpants, then you sell a picture to the info tabloid for $1 million.
You've got it all wrong.
Meanwhile, I'm stuck here making 6 bolts an hour, and I have to listen to a lecture from that cheapskate Quark. So you don't get in unless I get a kickback. In advance. You see
Jeez,
how it
what a
works.
jerk.
You grease the hinges, the door opens.
4,000. At least we don't have to buy any weapons anytime soon.
Captain Quark?
What's that?
It's Ratchet and Clank, Captain. You know, from the
Oh, yes, I know who you are.
You do?
Yes, and thank the galaxy you found me.
Huh?
There's an awful plot being hatched to destroy our planets.
Ratchet, he knows.
Great. Does that mean we can go hoverboarding now?
My friends, we're all in grave danger, and I believe that together we can put a stop to this madness.
Together? You mean you want our help?
Look, Ratchet, I've been keeping an eye on you. I've never seen anyone with such raw talent. You are a true hero in the making.
Really? You mean I could be famous?
Oh, absolutely. Oh, here, take this. What makes one man toil in obscurity while another becomes a hero? Is it strength, compassion, determination, or just pure blind luck? Wise men through the ages have struggled with that very question, but Captain Quark knows the secret. That's why he's been able to defeat more despots, rescue more damsels in distress, and save more civilizations than any other hero in the galaxy. Now is your opportunity to see if you've got the stuff heroes are made of. This infobot contains coordinates to Quark's secret base. Can you quickly conquer Quark's killer cannonade of confounded contraptions? Can you quickly Oh, just make your way through the defenses to the center of the base. Prove yourself, learn the secret, and earn your place in galactic history. Consult your doctor before attempting any strenuous exercise. Not responsible for death or dismemberment. Your results may vary. Meet me at my headquarters.
Hey, Captain Ratchet, what do you think?
We won't fail you, sir. We promise.
Alright, so introducing Captain Quark, the galaxy's famous superhero. I really can't put my finger on it, but ever since I first played this game, and this whole series for that matter, Captain Quark just reminds me of something. He reminds me of like a very cliche, like galactic superhero parody type of thing almost, and I can't quite put my finger on it. I don't know what he's supposed to be a reference to. But either way, like, even on his own merits, he's a very, very memorable character, and he's essentially, you know, the fraud, because he doesn't, he seems all washed out, and he's just in it for the publicity. He's doing TV commercials for Christ's sake, and he doesn't really have very much to offer as far as superpowers goes. But he definitely has a legend. He is definitely a legendary superhero, but his story, his myth, his legend will have to be saved for another time, ladies and gentlemen, because we're not here for that now. We're going to go back to Planet Iridia and give the, or not give the prize, just show the prize to Skid's agent so we can get whatever prize he had in mind for us. So we're going to take this underground series of tubes back over there, and we'll be right in front of him conveniently. Why he didn't use that to come back to the other side with us, I have no idea.
Fantastic! You got it! Great work, kid.
So, are you gonna represent me?
You bet, kid. And as a signing bonus, I've got this.
Cool helmet.
That is a sonic summoner. It is used to attract sand mice.
Right, and it's all yours. Well, I'm off to finalize the paperwork. I'll have my people call your people.
Do you have people?
The sonic summoner.
Alright, so he gave us the Sonic Summoner for that, and what that does, I'll go and demonstrate right here, is all those strange antenna things we've been seeing on the ground have these things called sand mice in them, and essentially it'll deploy like a little sentry thing when you come into proximity. If you have to be wearing the Sonic Summoner for it to do this, and he'll come and fight alongside you. He can only exist for a certain amount of minutes, or he can only fire a certain amount of shots before he'll disappear. But he's actually very powerful and very nice to have around. But, and I'll be using them whenever they are available. There's a gold bolt over here. I just demonstrated how to get to that. But the sand mice are so rare and hard to come by and situational that they're not very reliable for basic combat. But most levels have one or two. I mean, we've already passed the locations where some of them exist in places we'll never go back to in the game. So what the heck was the point of that? A very, very underutilized gadget with a good concept that was perfected in later games in the series. This area is kind of off the beaten path. Like, some of these things don't even have good collision detection. They kind of just exist in the background, some of these machinery here. But still nice detail in the background. This is completely optional. You don't have to come back here to get this at all. Although I recommend it, obviously, for completion's sake and for the sake of getting a decently good weapon. Or gadget, whatever. But yeah, it's completely optional. We didn't have to come back here at all, and it's one of the only times I'll be backtracking on screen. Well, I'll be backtracking a lot more later in the game. For now, things are going to stay pretty linear until I get some more gadgets that allow for more objectives later in the game, which will definitely happen. That's one of the other cool things about this game. Alright, on to Quark's HQ to take on his jet course.